if they walk away and that's out of your control, you lose what you've built on someone else. You built it on someone else's personality. You didn't build yourself, you built them up. And so it's so important to know your level of importance of your own self. You have 2 feet, you can stand on it. I fully believe that every person is so much stronger than they think that they are. So just always, you have to dig deep and know yourself really well.
Look at this.
Family member you have just suddenly walked away out of your life. You need to be strong enough to where you could stand on your own 2 feet and still say, I'm still worth it. I'm still beautiful. I'm still enough, regardless of what anybody else thinks. Yes, baby will be an Aquarius. How did I meet, how was it meeting Kim? It was great. She's so sweet. She's so down to earth. I did not meet any of the other Kardashians except for her. But she was really down to earth. I had posted the selfies on my socials, on my Instagram and my TikTok. January 22nd, due date. Still got a ways away. Do I plan on putting the baby in sports? I mean, if that's what they want to do. However, I don't play any sport. I mean, I tried in prison. I tried volleyball, I tried basketball. That's just, I'm not athletically gifted. So, if my baby's athletically gifted, go for it. If not, there's other talents. Ken did sports. He was on the football team when he was in high school. And he's all up into sports, like football and all that. Can I sing? Not really. Thank you, Team Mike. No, my talents I feel like are so limited. I can't sing. I can't really dance. I feel like when I do dance, I'm like rhythm challenge. I'm like, it's so bad. I'm more of the quirky type of person. Sing for you guys? No! I'd be mortified. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, that was beautiful. Have I ever been to the beach? Yes, I went whenever I went to LA. Thank you, Kimberly. I don't know what's my hobby. Crocheting. I like also like scrapbooking. I like making collages. And that's something that I've always enjoyed doing. Anakin for a boy. You know, I had thought about that. Ken and I had this like running joke going on that if we had twins, it would be Luke and Leia Skywalker. I'm just kidding. There's no way anybody would let me do that. How many kids would I like to have? 2 or 3. Oh, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Nathan. Oh, that's a cool one. Thank you, Cher. Sure. Thank you, Ash. All right, guys, come on, more questions here. I don't want to keep you guys bored. Thank you, Ella. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Carrie Ann. What's my 10-year plan? Okay, 10-year plan. I guess you could say get my driver's license, learn to drive. That'd be the first thing. Buy a house. Ken needs to propose. Us, you know, just like me, find a career. Like I need to find a career that I feel like I'm good at, and then like focus on that career. So, you know, definitely like raising our child and like building a career for myself would be like my 10-year plan of like what I hope to achieve. So be a good mom and then find a career that I'd be happy with. And hopefully have a good marriage. First one didn't work out so well for me, so hopefully this next one will be the one. I think it will be. Oh, thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Elle. Thank you, Story. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, I could do a tutorial on how to crochet. It's really hard to like talk about it, to like explain it verbally, because whenever I do it, it sounds confusing. But you use a hook, and you use yarn, and then basically it's a series of almost kind of like knots. And I don't know how to make anything except for a blanket, so I haven't learned how to make booties yet, but I plan on making a baby blanket. I have to go to the store and pick out really soft yarn. So I've made blankets before, and I use Parfait, which is kind of like that microfiber yarn, because when you think of yarn, you think of that itchy, woolly stuff. But there is much better yarn to use out there that does feel like a microfiber blanket. What kind of car do I want? I don't know. You know, Ken is thinking about, like, he's gonna have to trade in his Jeep, because he has a two-door Jeep that he's had for a few years now. But now that we're gonna have a kid, he's gonna need like a minivan or something, like something a little bit more family friendly. And then of course I'm gonna get a car that's gonna be family friendly as well. Oh, you pre-ordered my book? Thank you. Am I planning on getting more tattoos? Not for a long time. All the tattoos that I got are very meaningful and thoughtful. I didn't want to get something dumb. So I wanted to get all things that I felt like I could absolutely live with. So for now, I am good. I'm not going to get any more tattoos for now. Can't say forever, but it's not in the plans right now. How did I meet Ken? Ken had watched my documentary, Mommy, Dead and Dearest, back in May of 2017. And he watched it with a friend of his, and he wrote me a letter while I was in prison. And he was not looking for a girlfriend. This was not that type of a letter. He wasn't hitting on me. He wasn't flirting with me. He wasn't any of that. It was just like, honestly, I kind of connected with him because like I felt nerd vibes. And like I'm such a big nerd, and so we started like talking about Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and like what movies, what music, like our interests just aligned so well. And I'm like, this guy is my best friend. Like he is my best friend. I feel like we're twins at this point. And then letters went to, like, soon after went to phone calls, and I called him, and within like 5 minutes I was telling him things that, like, after I got off the phone, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I told him that. That's so embarrassing. But I felt that comfortable with talking to him. And then I want to say we talked on the phone for like 3 months. And then, like, at that point, that's when it started to get a little bit more, like, I started to dig him. I'm like, he is cute. But I'm like, I'm not gonna make any moves because that would be awkward. And I'm awkward and I'm shy and I just don't know how to flirt at all. I have no game. And so I invited him to come visit me. And so, like, right away he filled out the visitation form to come and visit me in Chillicothe. And he came within 37 minutes of us sitting down at the little table we hugged and sat down. We started talking about what show we were watching on TV, and then all of a sudden, like, he leans in and he just gives me the most passionate kiss. I have never been kissed like that in my entire life. It was like one of those, like, oh my god, like, women wait a million years to be kissed like this. And so I look at him and I'm like, I thought we were just friends. And he's like, no, like, I like you. And I'm like, I like you too. And I'm just kind of like, we can't kiss like that. And I just look around. Then we start kissing again. And by the second time, the guard comes in and she's like, what are you doing? You cannot kiss him like that. She pulled me aside and she, you know, she gave me a reprimand. But she allowed me to go back in and continue on with my visit. Well, I forgot what it was, but something else happened that they were like, okay, we're done with this visit. Like, we're terminating the visit. They banned him for 6 months. They gave me a sanction that I couldn't be on the phone for like 2 weeks. And so once he was no longer suspended, 6 months later, he comes back to visit me, and, like, we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and that we dated for 2 years. We wrote every single week. Like, we talked to each other, but, like, our letters were, like, so deeply personal. I go back and I read those letters sometimes. I'm like, oh, this is where it all started. And we're so mushy too. And so, you know, 2 years went by, and it, you know, 2019 saw a really hard time for us. That's when the act came out, and I became, my name was more known. And Ken's more of a shy person. You know, he's not interested in, like, being in front of a camera. So a lot of the attention that took place at that time, I always felt put a strain on our relationship. And then it was in October 2nd to be exact, excuse me, that he broke up with me. And for the next several years, I had no idea why. Like, I was spinning in my head, like, I don't understand, things were going so good, we were engaged. I thought he loved me. I thought everything was perfect. Like, we barely had disagreements. We barely got into arguments. We had great communication. I'm like, what happened? And then he moved on to date another girl, and they dated for, you know, that time span. And it wasn't until about February that, and I got out of prison. It wasn't until like February that, you know, as we saw on the show, where Grifty tells me the real reason of why he broke up with me. And it was because they had so many influences telling him that, you know, if he loves me, he needs to let me go and find myself. And so that's what he did. He felt like he was doing the right thing in letting me go and explore who I am. There's so much more to this than I thought, and his relationship didn't work out, and he had broke up with his girlfriend, or they mutually like broke up. And then I filed for divorce from Ryan, and then he and I got back together. So that's the whole story of our relationship in a nutshell. A lot of history there. Thank you. That was a mouthful too, guys. Aw, thank you. I love those little corgis. Am I feeling pregnant? Good. Some days are better than others. Thank you, Kimmy. How's my night going? Good. It had been a while since I hopped on a live. I don't even know how long I've been on for. I'm just yapping at this point. Okay, well, let me show you. Alright, so I did a video, but this tattoo, I don't know if you can see it very good. There we go. That tattoo matches with Christy. So this is a matching tattoo with Christy. She has one, but on the opposite arm. And it has a fleur-de-lis, which is a symbol for New Orleans and French culture. A lot of the people that live in New Orleans, we sport the symbol a lot. And this is a unalome. So the spirals kind of, in a sense, are a meaning of life, like life's trials that we go through, but it doesn't make it any less beautiful. So the hardships that we go through don't break us, but they make us who we are. This one is a matching tattoo with Ken, so he has the exact same thing except for his, like, I have this little detail which kind of made it a little girly, and he doesn't. So mine's like the girl one. And then I have on my back, let's see if you can see the whole thing. On my back I have a phoenix, and a phoenix stands for rebirth from the ashes. So I felt like coming out of prison was a rebirth for me. So each one has their own symbolism behind them. They all mean something. And my cousin Bobby, who has his own tattoo shop down here, did two of them. So he did the unalome and he did the phoenix. And then his former apprentice, Nadia, did the tattoo of the husky for me and Ken. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know my nose is going through, you know, so far, I mean, looking at the show, I was like, when the doctor unveiled the nose, I was like, oh, that's swollen. I was saying, oh, it looks so good, even though it looked huge, but it was very swollen at that time. It's starting to look a lot better though. Oh, thank you, Steph. Thank you, Renee. That was a cute corgi. And I know you guys hate it when I lick my lips. I have dry mouth, guys. I can't help it. I'm sorry. And the more I talk, the worse it gets. Have I seen the post on Facebook? I don't know what you're talking about. The season 1... No, there's only 8 episodes. Which I felt like we had filmed so much content. Oh my god, like there was things that I'm like, well, they didn't show that, well, they didn't show that, well, they didn't show that. Because we filmed, I mean, so many shoot days. And they just couldn't fit it all into 8 episodes. So there was some stuff that, you know, got on the chopping block and didn't get shown. What is my dream career? I mean, honestly, I would like to go into, like, activities coordinator. So, like, I spent a long time and a lot of time of my life in children's hospitals. And I seen that they have, like, each hospital has an activities coordinator for, like, a movie night, a bingo night. They would bring, like, therapy dogs to the hospital. So I'd like to be, like, the one that, like, coordinates all that stuff and plans fun stuff for the kids to do, you know? Thank you, Bree. I need a gypsy show to keep up with. I know. I was actually kind of surprised that they said to be continued, because we hadn't even had any further discussions about another season. I'm not saying it's off the table. I'm just saying it was funny how they put up that like they knew there was going to be another season or something, and I'm like, what? I'm like, we didn't talk about this. What's my favorite country song? That's really hard. I think I want to say, like, I really like Eric Church, and I like Tim McGraw. So, God, there's so many good country songs out there. I don't know. Do I want any piercings? No. My ears are pierced, and that's all that's going to be pierced on my body. Oh, thanks, Aves. Oh, I love Luke Combs, too. I've liked Luke Combs for a very long time. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I think Hurricane by Luke Combs has been one that I loved. And I think that one's special because Ken had sang that one to me quite a while back. It's my favorite holiday, Christmas. I've always wanted, like, a Christmas where we can, like, decorate the outside with, like, lights. The house with outside lights. Oh, I've always wanted to do that. My grandparents did that when I was really little. So I was probably about 4. And they used to do that with the whole lights on the outside. It looked like freaking Christmas Vacation. Thank you. Thank you, Luna. That's very sweet. I tried. Can I watch your show in Australia? I don't know. I don't know where all the show is being shown at. Like, I was just made aware that it's premiering in Germany in August. So I think the other countries, like, it's making their way to the other countries. I'm just not sure, like, the rollout plan of when everything gets aired in what country. Will there be an episode 9? No. Like, this is it for this season. If there's another season, then they'll have more episodes for that. But this is it for this season. Will I do a vlog on my YouTube? Yes. So, I'm working on a birthday post. So, I did some filming. Like, I kind of film vlog style my birthday. So, I'm working on the editing for that. And that'll be put up pretty soon. So, hopefully sometime this week I'll put that up. It'll be short though. It's not very long. I'm trying to come up with ideas. I feel like when I overthink it, I definitely overthink the content too much. And then when I'm just kind of like, oh, nobody's going to be interested in this. And I'm like, do, film this, film that. Spotify or Apple Music. I had a Spotify account, but I didn't have it premium or anything. So it was just like your basic, I'm just listening freely. And then my parents had Apple Music, and then we had like a family plan, but like I got myself off the family plan because I kept on having issues on my iPhone with the family plan. Would I release merch? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I'm not even sure what merch is. Is that like t-shirts? When I think about that, I think of like the cartoon Hercules, the Disney one. Whenever they have like Hercules merchandise, that's what I think about. I'm like, am I gonna come out with an action figure? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm way off, aren't I? Merchandise. Okay. Well, maybe we'll make t-shirts. I don't know. I have to come up with a catchy slogan or something. Hey, how about your panini press? That went so viral. Alright guys, probably gonna tap out here pretty soon. I still gotta clean the rest of my room before my dad comes home in a couple hours. Yeah, I noticed that DJ Cassidy had put the Panini Press 10-foot pole on Spotify. Sometimes me and Ken will just crank it up. My man, my man, my man. It's so catchy. I DM'd the DJ too, and I was like, that was awesome. First holiday that I'm excited to spending with the baby, like Christmas, of course. And then I asked Ken, I'm like, I know this is gonna sound really crazy, but wait, who said that? But really, you better clean your up. Time's almost up. That's really good. I had talked to Ken, and I'm like, are we gonna do the whole Santa Claus thing? Because like, I know growing up, I believed in Santa Claus. I was led to believe in Santa Claus until I was like 23, guys. I'm not joking. Like, nobody told me. So when he didn't pass for me when I got arrested, my little heart was broken. So it's a sore subject. So I'm like, are we gonna do the whole Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and all that stuff? And he's like, of course we are. And I'm like, okay. We're gonna do it all. Alright, y'all. Well, I'm gonna head off here. I'm gonna go clean my room. If my dad's watching, I'm hopping to it. I am. It'll be clean when you walk in the door. I love you. Alright, guys. Have a, I'm